Hey TLCers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the world of computer peripherals, more specifically trackball mice versus a regular mouse. Now you might be wondering, what's all the fuss over a trackball mouse? Well, guys and gals, we're going to uncover the amazing benefits of using a trackball mouse. Trust me, you're not going to want to click away from this one. Before we start the video though, I'd like to ask you to take a minute and please hit that thumbs up button. It only helps out the channel. Also the subscribe button and that notification button so that you get notified of every new video that we release. Let's start by looking at the ergonomic marvel of a trackball mouse. One of the standout advantages of this peripheral is that it will alleviate wrist strain. Unlike conventional mice that require repetitive wrist movements, a trackball mouse lets you move your cursor by simply using the ball on the mouse. Like the round ball there on the side is as what was just pictured, will let you use your thumb to move that instead of using your whole hand, which really hurts your wrist and elbow. It puts moving the mouse really at your fingertips, and this puts less strain on everything and makes it a complete game changer. Professionals and people who use their computers for many hours on end, and even avid gamers, will want to keep their wrists in shape. I know that people who've had carpal tunnel syndrome have told me, and I've heard in conversations and discussing with them as well, that it's alleviated their pain. Now, I recently bought an Ergo Logitech M575 trackball mouse, and it took about 2 weeks to get used to it. And it's been fantastic. There's been no problems with it whatsoever. I got convinced into it by Matt over at the Linux Cast on the Christmas special. We were talking about how trackball mice are, and the vast array of price ranges on them and quality. So now gamers, using trackball mice really like to use them and have picked up using them a lot for very good reason. These cool ass mice offer enhanced precision and accuracy. Like a gaming mouse, there's one that I looked at called Game Ball. That's literally the name of it. It's called Game Ball. You can only buy it from the manufacturer's webpage. They have one that looks similar to the Ergo M575 or the Ergo mouse, Logitech's, and they are the Ergo MX. They are actually releasing it for limited edition. It's really cool. It's $69, but their gaming ball that's wired actually is like $148, and that's relatively inexpensive to some of the other ones that I've seen out there. And so their programmable buttons and their switches and their sensors are all high, very well quality done ones, and they're all programmable. So if you're looking for, dominating, opponents in a fast-paced game, and, that's the way to go. Now, I will tell you that I've played with many gamers in the past doing like a lot of FPSs, and I know that you could tell when they're using a trackball, because they could look down at you and scope in on you real fast, and boom, you're done. So if you really want to cast spells on a game with just a flick of your freaking finger, man, then consider a trackball for that. Let's talk about one of the most common frustrations with regular mice, and a lot of times it's the pesky cords that always seem to get tangled up. Now, if you're gaming, it's corded anyhow. You already know you're going to deal with cords. But most people that use mice on a regular everyday basis, that use regular mice, they complain about the cords. So they get those wireless mice, and you can do the same with trackballs. They are cordless ones, like the Ergo MX is actually a wireless trackball that actually has a unified receiver. So if you have a Logitech keyboard, your keyboard and that mouse will work on that one receiver. So it's good stuff. Also, regular mice that are Logitech usually have that same thing. They have a unified receiver, but we're not talking about them because they're really, I'm telling you, since I bought this TrackBall, I have completely forgotten about my other mice. And that is a fact. I have two other mice that I use. One's an RGB one, and then one is this Logitech it is a M600, and they're both very nice. My other mouse is very nice. The one that I have is corded. RGB's all, it's a backup one, but it's fantastic. But I don't like the cables either, so that's why I bought wireless mice. And I'm telling you, this M575 is wireless and it's beautiful. You ain't got to worry about those. You can be free to explore digital realms with ease, staying wirelessly and wild with your friends using these trackballs. So they are wireless as well. We've covered the comfort and the gaming benefits, but what about productivity? Now, this is where the trackball mice really, really, really shine. And I've noticed it in my everyday workflow. Imagine you're working on detailed graphic design like I do for making thumbnails and stuff like that, or editing videos in Kdenlive. Well, the precision is everything. I have noticed that when I go to do like a cut in Kdenlive for editing, that I just barely tap it with my thumb and I'm right there. I just hit my key bindings and boom, it's there. No more having to really slide. And with my other mouse, I always had to really like work hard to get it to line up with the line where I needed to. Whereas with the trackball, man, it's really there. Trackball mice actually offered unparalleled control over your cursor movements. I mean, just the nth of a degree of movement, which is pretty much so almost like pixel perfect. It's amazing. And it's got the scrolling wheel is also pretty smooth too. So I'm able to scrub down the timeline really easily. So I just tell you, I mean, it's not bad. And if you get a trackball mouse, you're going to be, gliding through your stuff really, really well, like you've been using it forever. One of the things that also is important about mice is with a regular standard mouse, you actually have to worry about desktop real estate. You actually have to worry about having room on like a little mouse pad to move your mouse. A lot of people opt to get the bigger desk mat to actually have more room to move your mouse. With a trackball mouse, due to its stationary design, they won't occupy the valuable surface like you would with a regular mouse that requires the space for movement. With a trackball mouse, you'll have even more room for your coffee mug, your papers, whatever you need that are on there, and that you need to do your daily workflow, and not have to worry about any, juggling your mouse around or hitting in other stuff and knocking over a cup of coffee or anything like that. So, you can actually get things done without worry. That's kind of nice. I mean, and I didn't really realize that either until I started using this trackball, because it was almost like a night and day difference. It took me a few minutes to get used to it, but once I did, man, boom, it was not a big deal at all. Now, before I wrap up this video, I like to address the elephant in the room by the learning curve. And that's what I was kind of alluding to in just that little bit that I was talking about. Is it is true that using a trackball mouse does take some getting used to. That is no lie. There is no lie to that, and not a damn lie in anything what I'm saying. Especially when you're used to traditional mice. Like I've been using a traditional mouse forever. But trust me when I say that the benefits far outweigh the initial adjustment period for sure. I mean, so when I first got the trackball mouse, I actually, it was kind of slow, and it was slow, and you could speed up obviously the speed of the mouse in your settings for your input settings. But I left it intentionally slow, and it took some getting used to, because it's so sensitive on the roll for the trackball that I would often zoom past what I wanted to, and I always find myself having to come back to it. But really, once I got that down and I was able to just really see how far my mouse could travel and not travel, or my cursor could travel or not travel, I got it down. It became like a night and day difference. So with a bit of practice, you will become very proficient and a trackball whiz, scrolling, clicking, navigating through stuff like a pro. Also, like the M575 comes with a couple of buttons on top. Like if you can see, right, let me see if I could switch over to full screen for you guys to see here where it's bigger. You see these two buttons right here at the top? Well, those are great for navigating in between for your web browser. That is great for navigating forward and backward on your web browser. It's fantastic. So, I mean, like I said, you can navigate like a pro, you can click like a pro, you can scroll like a pro. I mean, it's just amazing. I call it simple awesome sauce, really. I mean, there's really not a whole lot more that I could say about it, about the trackball versus a regular standard mouse. It saves your wrists, it saves your elbows, it saves your fingers. It is amazing. I almost can't believe that I've waited this long to try a trackball mouse. I mean, it's not like I've never heard of them before. It's not like I've not ever seen them before, in stores or anything like that. But for real, I'm telling you, since I made the switch, the learning curve. One thing that I did do is I found myself at first in the beginning trying to move the actual trackball mouse like the regular mouse, and it won't move. It's stationary. So, I mean, either way, if you have one, leave your comment down below as to why you made the switch and what your thoughts were at first. Because in the beginning, I thought I wasn't going to get this. And I recently tried playing a game with it, and I was really surprised. I mean, I still suck at gaming. It's not going to make a game any better, but you have a little bit more fun in it because you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm moving this fast. I mean, I almost felt like a real gamer. So anyhow, leave a thought or comment down below on your experience with trackball mice if you've had one. If you haven't had one, if you want to have one, I can certainly recommend the M575 to you guys. I'm actually thinking about the MX now, buying the Ergo MX because it's wireless and it's got the programmable keys and it just looks a little bit better. To me, I bought an entry level one because I wasn't sure I was going to like a trackball mouse, and I didn't want to waste like $140 or $150 on a mouse without, just finding out if it's something I could even use. Because honestly, trackballs are probably not for everybody. Nothing is for everybody. Very few things are for everybody, and a trackball mouse I don't see as being one of those things. So either way, let me know if you are a regular mouse user and you tried trackball and you didn't stay with it. I want to know why. But either way, man, I'll catch you guys later, man. You guys go out there and you guys conquer your cursor, man. Until then, y'all keep doing what you do. Keep on listening. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And above all, I will catch you in the next one.